Hello there everyone and welcome back. Alas, I was not able to get a video in on Tuesday for a myriad of different reasons. The big one of course being that Battlefleet Gothic did not want to load up for whatever reason for me, and for several other people, which was a strange phenomenon to say the least. But here we are, we're going to continue on with the Space Marines, and I think I'm going to dive into a strike cruiser fleet, for I feel to an extent they're going to be the new light cruisers. Due to the capture speed mechanic, they could get away with it. The big thing, of course, is I'm going to be seeing from a mile away, from the other side of the map, if I'm going to go with this approach. And hell, it's not much different than what I was trying to do before with the strike cruisers. Only difference is I had more strike cruisers and less frigates, and my frigates were more gladiuses. But this encourages me to use my torpedoes more for the killing blow, whether they're sheer amount of boarding that can derelict a ship, or at least kill off the crew entirely of a ship right off the bat, or just the dumbfire torpedoes to kind of do the massive burst damage needed to maybe cripple, if not kill a ship. So, we're going to be going back to what I dub as playing like Eldari with this kind of Space Marine fleet. It's just going to be a little bit weaker, just due to not having 6 strike cruisers this time around, since I didn't feel like I liked the prospect of having at least a Mark 1 to kind of distract the torpedoes. It seems a little bit weird since, after all, the Battlebarge has both the fighters and torpedoes, and having 2 of these Mark 1s is basically the same cost, so I couldn't find a lot of justification to have the Mark 1 strike cruiser, at least playing the same kind of play style as with the Mark 1 Battlebarge at least. But nonetheless, this will diversify things a little bit, and we'll see afterwards if I can find some luck with the Vanguard fleet, here's hoping. Ooh, Necrons. This can go really damn well for me, but if they have any Scourgers, well, that's technically not true. If they're fighter heavy, I can easily use my torpedoes to serve as distraction. Only big downside is I have no actual fighter base to kind of deal with them the easy way. So I'm going to rely a lot on my mobility and a lot of my torpedoes to maybe distract them. And even then, if it's just a traditional fleet, I'm going to have to figure out some way to deal with the Star Pulse generator, which normally involves getting so close in their face that it's almost impossible to react, or at least activate that thing in time for the torpedoes to actually hit. That is the thought process, although I have to wait till the inertial is dry perhaps, so that way I don't put myself in a bad predicament. Is what it ultimately comes down to. Otherwise, frigates, they have 2 charges of boring torpedoes, so they can be really good in this regard too, and if I can keep focused enough, they can do a substantial amount of damage as well with the dumbfire. Especially with something that doesn't have the convenience of all head full, I could get multiple torpedo hits. Only thing I don't like is the 200 health, but thankfully that's alleviated a little bit. What? I don't know what they're talking about, but underpowered I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume maybe. And also, let me change these abilities. I don't need them, but Plasma Bomb is convenient. What else do I want? Okay, so I know the escorts are still incredibly fast there. I can't quite remember off the top of my head what the battleship I saw was 15 centimeters for a tabletop game. Well, the battleship was never 200 speed, I hate to break it to you. But I am curious what kind of upgrade I want to have here. There's not really much choices. This micro warp jump doesn't really help all that much since I don't have like a key vessel to kind of serve very well. But armor piercing ammo I need.
Underway.
Nonetheless, let's get this going.
Show us the enemy.
This is one of those situations I would actually boost forward. I would willingly boost forward, just to get the tempo advantage of some sort.
We stand ready.
And thankfully, I can grab these incredibly quick with the multiple cruisers, so at least I have that going for me. It's still a question what we're actually up against there as far as ships.
A strategic area. The enemy has seized a strategic
I don't know what
area.
you're talking about there, essentially. I know the Scourge goes 180,
Where shall we
cruisers
strike?
go 200, so I'm confused.
Engines engaged.
We'll know once we identify them, I guess, if there's actually
I am
changes.
listening.
Nonetheless,
I am listening.
I think I can actually have these 3 hunters with torpedoes, maybe go after the 1 frigate, maybe it's a light
Where
cruiser.
we are needed.
It's a possibility,
Where
and I'm
shall
going
we
to use this
strike?
hunter as spot for me.
At your command.
Is it possible I can grab there? By the time I get there and even grab the point, I'm leaving myself open to a jump.
At your command.
So I think the plan is to go left.
Give us purpose.
Maybe circle around if there's an opportunity for it.
Repositioning.
And ideally, don't ram yourself, please.
Give us purpose. Hold course.
Play this by ear. We know there's just something stealth. Actually, I should be checking how quickly he's camping. It is a frigate, so... I'm over-committing a little bit having all my
Moving
cruisers
to
go there.
position.
Ah, dang it. Combustion gauge. That's the big thing I'm going to need to keep an eye on, is not
Repositioning.
burning that out needlessly.
We stand ready.
Oh, at least I scared him off, so there's that in my advantage. And I can
Where
outmaneuver
shall we
him,
strike?
which I probably will want to do some. And these speeds, looks like they're just regular cruisers at the moment.
Enemy in sight.
Yep, so your cruisers only go 200
We
speed,
stand
but
ready.
can I at least get out of range?
At your command.
This is a perfect opportunity to try and get turned around. My Novas can kind of do damage necessary.
To where we are needed.
Now, I want to prioritize on you. Kill off the flagship, although... Oh, and they're all Lance-type ships as well. Are they? Well, not all of them.
Stand ready.
I gotta keep in mind, they do have star pulse generators, so... Let's get... This is gonna hurt a lot if I don't do this
Engines
right.
engaged. Hold advance.
There.
The enemy.
Board me.
Engines engaged.
Sadly, of course, you have to kill my damn boarding torpedoes, which kind of stinks in this regard.
I am listening.
And actually, I would like to at least start boarding this one ship here off.
To where we are needed.
Oh, and of course it has to be the flagship, too.
All power to engines. Tech Marines, calm the machine spirits.
Okay, this is going to hurt a lot, but I can deal with this. If I can kill the ship off quickly, but sadly burnt all my combustion gauge. That's not happening.
Come on. All servitors and Tech Marines begin repair.
Oh, what just happened there?
Used a strategic area.
I am listening.
I'm losing my focus some, and that needs to be corrected immediately.
Redirecting. To where we are needed.
And of course, you killed my torpedoes at a bad time.
We stand ready.
One of the downsides is having very few actual weapons for my ships, but one more torpedo salvo will do it.
Cause critical damage.
Of course, it helps if I didn't miss.
They died well.
Kill this thing now. Get the hunters in there. That's about to die and lose its crew. A bit of a mess, since my fleet was separated a bit, but
Full speed.
we could deal with that really quickly.
We stand ready.
The enemy has accumulated 25%.
I hate to break it to you, as much as I don't like the ramming damage,
25%
your star pulse generator's not very useful in this regard.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Now, can I get a good arc ready? And I gotta keep in mind not to hit myself with these boring torpedoes if I'm gonna do this.
Halt advance. Where shall we strike?
I should go straight for the killing blow. It is the last cruiser,
Full speed.
and I got boosters to evade
At your
these
command.
doom sights really quickly.
Halt advance.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic.
And you have torpedoes as well. You cannot repair though.
Give us purpose. Engines engaged.
Can I hit a little bit more?
We stand ready.
Boring torpedoes are almost there. Just barely. A little more. Not happening.
Show us the
I'm doing a
enemy.
bad job controlling this, I guess. That's not gonna hit, is it? Just barely.
Show us the enemy. Engines engaged.
Alright, now is the time for the hunters to shine, even though I kind of been neglecting them really badly.
Hold
Is there a
course.
star pulse generator?
I am listening.
And I missed an opportunity for my cruisers torpedoes to actually hit, but
Position.
these frigates can do it.
Holding successful.
Oh, we actually caused a mutiny. So kill off the crew in that case. Is there a way I can finish this off? There, that's going to be derelict in a moment. It's just going to be the frigates left to deal with, contend with. And I wonder, is that silhouette an indication that there's a ship there, since I never did bother to look for all this time? Either way, this was straightforward. Not the best performance, but since I kind of need all 5 of my crews there to really kill them quickly enough. But I like the potential of focusing my dumbfire torpedoes on one and then just boring the hell out of another, arguably killing 2 ships at once. It just may not be the most efficient for that reason, since I am kind of splitting my fire. But I like the potential. Yep, did you just concede? Okay. For some reason I thought you could see it.
Show us the enemy.
That was bad shots. Very bad shots, especially with all my ships there, but I have 83 armor as well. If anything, I should win this just by the health ramming difference.
Moving to position.
Or what am I trying to say? I should win that just because the shields that will deny their lightning arcs. And I have 3 frigates for crying out loud too. Those are horrible uses of my boring torpedoes though. There, that will cause 1 crew phase to be gone. Those boring torpedoes might hit. And I have no more boring torpedoes, so now we're going to try and hit our dirge with dumbfire torpedoes. Which is not going to go well, but I'm going to enjoy the attempt. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that to work, but it did. Jeez, this is just silly to watch. It's like a bunch of Ferraris or some kind of sports vehicles just drifting across the road. We just keep missing each other just because of how slow they are. It would actually warrant it just zooming in to at least make it a little more easier on where I'm aiming. I could have performed that a little bit better, but still, the torpedoes did what was necessary. Oh boy. Let's see, Drukhari, and I don't have fighters, but at least my strike cruisers have the speed to kind of consistently run away from the Impalers. How comfortable do I feel about this? Since once I charge them and they boost away, my torpedoes can do a ridiculous amount of raw damage at least. Since I can consistently chase them and hunt them down. But I think that's the only thing I have going for me if I were to be serious. What can I use? Well, Emperor's Tarot can be useful. It can be. So that's assuming I reveal one of the battleships, and Supercharged Void Shield might be a good one there if I can bait them to attack the flagship. Although, there's very little margin for error with only 200 shields. I seriously question it. Disruption Bomb probably won't be helpful here. And as much as I like the Kulex's assassin potential against Drukhari, Disruption Overcharge does not work to my liking. Whereas it probably could. I talked about Supercharged Void Shield. Maybe I can get away with having the shields or Supercharged Void Shield with the additional armor. Maybe. I need something to help with my durability. Since my options are very limited. Since this relies on lightning strikes, which I don't expect Shadowfield to actually go down. And then a lot of asteroid belts. The only other thing I could think of is just negate the asteroid damage that might happen. Now the ultimate question, do I boost forward? I probably do. Since I would consider it for any of the other factions that was up against Drukhari. And then have these ones just kind of catch up for spotting purposes. We'll see how this goes, although I have armor-piercing ammo, which kind of is unneeded.
Enemy in sight.
Thank you for telling me what the flagship is.
Give us purpose.
It may not mean too much, but at least Impalers. I kind of already assumed that, if I were to be serious, but
The enemy has seized
so long as I can
strategic
boost, they
area.
have the 600 unit speed, which is the same as
You
my
have
combustion
seized the
gauge.
strategic area.
I just gotta remember not to let my combustion gauge go off,
Underway.
which is gonna be a tricky part
The
here.
enemy has seized a strategic area. You have seized a strategic area.
I do have mobility. That is like my biggest strength that I need to figure out how to use to best my ability. Which simply put is, like I said, probably a lot of goddamn ramming. And with the beacon, there's is probably a lower skilled player, so there's hope for me yet, as far as just winning the simple manner.
Hold course.
I'm already marked, I don't care
Show
about
us the
that.
enemy.
Underway.
Gotta be ready to boost it right on them as quickly as possible.
Give us purpose.
And I do have 4 frigates.
Hold course.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Try to anyway.
Show us the enemy.
Grab this point.
Underway.
Since I can see you, I'm not afraid of you there. So long as I do gotta be mindful of impalers still.
Engines engaged.
I may have the crew complement, but they're split up between all the strike cruisers. Okay, so 2 battleships there.
Moving to position.
Alright, so this is good for me to an extent.
You have seized a strategic
Just,
area.
we're gonna switch dance partners, as it were.
To where we are needed.
They have a lot of health, though, but maybe I can evade them enough.
Stand ready.
Likely my opponent is running away. But let's see, how much boring damage? Oh god, all 9 there, so...
To where we
And that should
are
only be
needed.
3? No, 2, damn it.
Give us purpose.
So they evade for now, but I heard them boosting, so there's that.
Show us the enemy.
Not enough point defense for the amount of health
Give
we're
us
dealing with.
purpose.
Engines engaged.
Alright, I can reveal them. Oh,
Halt advance.
and do my point
I am
defense.
listening. Repositioning.
I don't have boosters just yet, alas, but...
Where shall we strike?
Alright, they're firing everything here in this case. So I gotta do damage now.
Give us purpose.
Well, so much for that. I kind of wish I had an opportunity here.
To where we are needed.
Enemy in sight.
Kill the flagship and kill everything else. I wish I had the Kulexus Assassin,
Redirecting.
with this all said.
Show us
Since,
the enemy.
like I said, my opponent's making this a little bit easy for now.
Hold course.
We stand ready.
Can we kill the flagship?
Underway.
Booster's all gone, so...
Show us the enemy.
Dang it.
Enemy in sight.
Move forward, damn it.
New vector acknowledged.
All the combustion gauge is spent.
Tech Marines, calm the machine spirits.
At your command.
Can I do more damage? I have speed.
Underway.
Well, once my combustion gauge gets up, I just need my torpedoes to come back
Where
up.
shall we strike? At your command.
Since that's almost dead, my flagship, alas, is not meant for this world just yet.
I am listening. Moving
Can
to
I
position.
intercept it anyway all?
Where
This
shall
is
we
why I
strike?
love the fighters, because they are so resilient against these dang impalers
Hold
too.
course.
Let's see.
We stand ready.
Add troops. Let's
Repositioning.
see. I want to kill the flagship. That will do so much for me if I kind of
Engines
wish I didn't do
engaged.
my boring torpedoes though.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic
You better
points.
rally that really quick.
Where shall we strike?
That's all I have to say there.
We stand ready.
And let's actually use these things to spot for
Moving
us.
to position.
You have seized a strategic area.
And call arms to maybe minimize some of this damage.
Underway.
Since the flagship's gone, the crews are actually left entirely, so that's a good
I am
sign
listening.
for me. And we know where you're at.
At your command.
Not quite, but we know where
We
you're
stand
at.
ready.
All power to engines. Full speed.
Okay, you're going after the ship. Guess not much I could do about that. Actually, I'm running from it.
Where shall we strike? Hold course.
Can I have lightning strike up in a moment.
Enemy in sight.
I was hoping to do a broadside boarding. Not meant to be.
Give us purpose.
Moving to position.
I'm probably doing a bad job here, but the crew is dying really quickly in this regard.
Show us the enemy.
Just gotta do the damage necessary. And those dumbfire torpedoes are not gonna hit, are they? Oh, I take that back.
50% of strategic points.
We stand ready. Hold course.
Alright, let's get everyone in here now.
Show us the
As
enemy.
little as it may mean. Well, 2 of them are kind of crippled right now.
Obliterate that target. To where we are needed.
And deck and everything's destroyed, so can't use it as I would
Where
like.
shall we strike? To where
You know,
we
just
are
stay here and provide vision.
I am listening. At your command.
The enemy
Ah,
has
dang it, I let this thing
accumulated
frigate get
25%
destroyed, so that's gonna
strategic
cost me a
points.
bit, with no way to constantly mark it.
Tech Marines, calm the machine spirits.
And that's completely invisible now.
I am listening.
I still have the objective advantage. Hell, I have a lot of points.
Halt, advance.
Let me just hide, conceal
Underway.
myself some.
All servitors and Tech Marines.
I still
begin
have 2
repairs.
battleships to deal with, so that doesn't help me a whole lot, but... I got the objectives for the time being.
We stand ready.
And I have 2 more frigates to spot. Dang it, I want to board. I didn't get the opportunity for it.
Repositioning. Engines engaged. Where shall we strike? Moving to position. Show us the enemy.
Now, is there anything I could do about this?
Engines engaged.
Not quite.
Redirecting.
And I have no torpedoes anymore, sadly.
Repositioning.
Enemy in sight.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
We stand ready.
Can I kill this in any way at all?
Halt, advance.
Probably not.
Boarding successful.
You do have torpedoes that I can
I'm
use, though.
listening. Hold course. We stand ready. Enemy in sight.
Ooh, thank you for the
Engines
mutiny.
engaged.
I'm getting a little bit lucky here, I think, now. But you are complete mutiny and you have no
For where
flagship
we are
for a
needed.
rally.
Where shall we strike?
I could transfer the crew, but do any of these cruisers actually have any hull or health that I can use?
At your command.
Full speed.
And those were supposed to be boarding torpedoes and not dumbfire, but
New vector
they strike
approach.
true.
Repositioning.
They strike true regardless.
Repositioning.
Moving to position.
Now, what do I have left here? Everything's engines are gone except for this one.
Show us the enemy.
I'm kind of causing my own self some real harm for doing this, but it's worth it for the time being. 40 extra speed. If not for no other reason than just the ramming damage. And those are bad torpedoes, sadly. Unless I can push it into it.
We stand ready.
Repositioning.
Damn it. I was gonna lightning strike and of course my generator's gone down.
Hold course.
Full speed.
Underway.
I can at least keep this frigate on its backside for the time
To
being.
where we are needed.
Not gonna do much yet, but at least I can start hitting it.
Engines engaged.
I could still win this by point score, but I should deserve.
All power
I should
granted.
deservedly lose this in AR regard.
Engines engaged. Enemy in sight.
Repositioning.
Now 40 seconds till it can repair.
Moving to position.
We just have a frigate deal with it, which is no big
Full
deal.
power to engines.
Hold course.
Alright, come at me.
Moving to position.
Of course, torpedoes had to die now, but
Give us purpose.
I'll take it. I will take it for this double whammy ram.
strike. At your
I didn't want a
command.
dumbfire torpedo, but I guess that's what I want to save him. Ooh, and that actually killed it.
You are close to victory by strategic points.
I'm gonna be honest though, I got lucky there.
At your
With,
command.
I think, a little bit due to ramming that caused the double mutiny. And, again, if I had the Colexis Assassin, that would probably have been nice, but I could not rely on that. And my opponent didn't have the proper skills, so what can I actually learn from this is the big question. Probably Brace for Impact would be the obvious one. I probably should have seriously considered Brace for Impact for the point defense. I just was a little bit oblivious to how durable those things are. I know they had a nice buff to their hit points. They don't dodge very well, which is kind of what I was banking on. Let me just have a look personally, if it actually will show me the stats. I'm going to go with the assumption it won't. No, it's not. But they're supposed to have like 8 health and maybe 20% chance to dodge, so... Either way, that's a lot. For some reason I thought he had 2 cruisers. Since after all, didn't that one Baleful Gaze kind of evade the map? Or maybe they were both light cruisers, maybe that's what happened there. I don't know. I saw 3 battleships and I assumed the one cruiser, light cruiser, actually retreated from the map, is what I thought happened there. And then I saw it again. So I'm gonna have to double check that, I think. Oh, Corsairs. From one extreme to the other. Well, sort of. Corsairs, if anything, are kind of the middle ground, I would argue, between Drukhari and the Asiani, since they still have that dang shroud to keep them concealed and do that hit and run shenanigans. But the same rules apply, and there's less ships for me to have to worry about chasing, if there's a Void Stalker at least. And... oh, let's see. I don't know what that comment's about. Is this the same person I fought against already? I honestly couldn't tell you. But let's see. If anything, Eldari is... the Corsair should be... oh. Alright, well, it's a pleasure there. I was a little bit worried maybe I was having a rematch with someone, since I am bad at paying attention to names. I focus more on the faction, not so much the player a lot of the times. Unless they have like some odd strategy, then maybe I would remember the name for the sake of metagaming. That might be where I seriously make a note to remember people. To an extent. Like, was Ashy Ghost there, I think, was the Necron player that always uses the Scourge? It's becoming a thing I've been encountering multiple times, even out off my recorded matches, and it's always the same fleet, so that would probably be an example where I could prepare metagame-wise. Let's see, Disruption Bomb might be good. Stasis Bomb's unlikely to hit, though. And I have 40 seconds. I gotta keep that in mind. And unlike Drukhari, the Corsairs, if they false maneuver, will be vulnerable to a lightning strike at some point. So I want to leave that open. Actually, I'm doing a bad job deploying. It goes without saying, but let's do this. I'm talking way too much.
To where
Hopefully
we
I
are
could give
needed.
them a good match, though.
Show us the enemy.
Hopefully. I can ram them to death really damn well because of my added mobility compared to like a Battlebarge. The trick will be getting to jump on them.
We stand ready.
What the hell was that? Oh, there's debris way up on the screen here. That's not at all distracting, is it?
You have seized a strategic area.
Now let's see. That is a battleship, so we can easily say either a Void Stalker or multiple cruisers are
The enemy
capturing
has
that right
seized a
now.
strategic area.
So what?
Show us the enemy.
Well, we know where to go. I'm really reluctant to go without all my fleet together. Ideally, my hunters I'm okay with them trying to
Moving
spot
to
though.
position.
But one of them should go since they're going to get sniped off really quickly due to the pulsars.
I am listening. Engines engaged.
Now I gotta wait for him to make the first move essentially. Not a whole lot I can do unless I get really lucky with a scanner pulse, which I
To
don't
where
think
we
I
are
should
needed.
gamble on too much. I do have 4 frigates, so I will seriously
have
consider
seized a strategic
pulsing with 1 or
area.
2 shots. That looks like cruisers there.
Underway.
just a 1, maybe 2. I don't quite know how diminishing return works there. So, what do I suspect?
Enemy in sight.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Oh, Solaris's.
Repositioning.
Interesting. A lot of frigates at that too. But we activate everything.
Burst the enemy. Underway.
Full speed.
Now I want to ram your frigates. Thank you.
I am listening.
Repositioning.
Now I would like... I think I could just honor the chapter and kill you off.
At your command.
Maybe overkill, but a good use of honor the chapter without burning other charges.
At your command.
Now this is going to be the hard part, but
Show us the enemy.
that's going to be dead. There goes 2 of the frigates, maybe all of the frigates.
Give us purpose.
I got my work cut out for me, but I think... Can I do this properly? Did I time this right? I want to isolate the bombers,
All power to engines.
ideally.
Where shall we strike?
I wasn't expecting to deal with a fighter-heavy fleet, but I guess I'm going that route.
We stand ready.
Now, kill the
All
bombers.
across.
That's what these hunters are going to do. Hopefully they have the point
Moving to
defense for it.
position. Give us
Maybe it's not
purpose.
as effective as I thought it would be, but hey,
Engines
I
engaged.
mistimed it a tiny bit too.
We stand ready.
Engines engaged.
At least the bomber squadrons are gone. And the limited charges of
Show us the
Solaris's
enemy.
are a big liability, but...
Hold course.
Oh! Well, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that what's going on here, but I think this situation warrants I kill the engines rather.
Shall we strike?
But this gives me so much more breathing room to maybe grab these objectives from behind my opponent.
Show us the enemy.
Geez, those things are resilient, aren't they? They only got, what, a 70% dodge chance, but
Full speed.
good god, they're taking an eternity even with brace for impact. But I got so much breathing room right
Give us
now,
purpose.
and I think my opponent changed stances there, which is probably
I am
why
listening.
all of them were revealed up to this point.
Show us
But let's grab the
enemy.
objective. I'm gonna have a hunter spot for me.
course.
Hell, I should have like a hunter sensor net.
Where shall we strike?
Kind of wish I had recon beacon, but
All power to engines.
can't have everything, alas. I have to pick and choose
Give us
based on what I
purpose.
expect to encounter. It's a nice little treat, though, to not see the voice stalker. But
We stand
something...
ready.
They captured this really quickly, and I still think...
Underway.
Well, if the voice stalker was around, it would have revealed
Show us
itself
the enemy.
by now, you would think.
Give us purpose.
Okay, if I could deal with these... Oh, they're all
Engines
cruisers.
engaged.
I could deal with these, it's just the bombers that are the big one.
Enemy in sight.
Full speed.
And they're all
You have
fighters
seized
too,
a strategic area.
so I know what the plan is here.
Where shall we strike? To where we are needed. I am listening.
I should pursue them and ram. I want to grab this objective since they're not bombers.
Halt, advance.
That's the important thing. They are not
You have
bombers.
accumulated 25%
Did I
of
prioritize what I
strategic
want? You don't
points.
have engines? There, let's fix this problem.
Give us purpose.
You have
Disruption
seized a
bomb may not be all that
strategic
exciting, alas. Since I only got 200 shields, but my point defense are going to be a little bit, crippled quite a bit,
I am listening.
due to the sheer amount of fighters.
Moving.
But I got 4 objectives, I'm in no rush.
I am listening. At your command.
And I wonder if I should fire boring torpedoes to Actually,
should we
I can
strike?
fire boring torpedoes just for these fighters, and I should aim that a little bit better.
We stand ready.
But yeah, chase after torpedoes,
Repositioning.
since this fleet relies so heavily. And where is the frigate? Oh, it's way there with the rest of their fleet.
At your command.
But I do have reload, so let's get this going.
Power to engines.
Show us the enemy.
I kind of want to reload, but I think I want to wait. And kill this final frigate. As silly as it may seem, since I'm not relying on assault running. Ooh, but I can kill off these fighters really well, too.
Halt, advance.
Eh, not all of them. I used up all my combustion
We
gauge.
stand ready.
Underway.
So here comes more fighters. They are getting shot down, but so long as there are enough bombers, I can rest easy.
Hold
Can I
course.
trap any of them in this? Is the big question.
Halt advance.
I could have gotten Honor the Chapter in, but well, that's not happening.
Purpose.
One's con the stasis bomb.
Show us the enemy.
Disruption bomb I don't care about. Again, I only have 200 friggin' shields.
Moving to position. I am listening.
But let's not make this easy for him to kill me, though. Since this is what I kind of want. And brace for impact conveniently.
Batteries, fire! Show us the enemy.
Sadly, I just repaired that engine, but I have a whole bunch of objectives still. I am not worried, but this is gonna hurt still.
Give us purpose.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
It will be destroyed.
Can I get massive boring? I'm still waiting for the bombers.
That is impossible.
Engines engaged.
Main batteries fire.
Kill it. I could be honoring the chapter, but
I am listening.
I've repaired a bunch of point defense. That may have been a slight mistake there.
At your command.
Full speed.
Now I gotta make them pay quickly for this to matter.
Off cannot be denied. Hull failing. Bulkheads collapsing.
Teleport attack successful.
Is this gonna hit?
Where we are needed.
Nope, sadly torpedoes did not hit.
Stand ready.
But the crew is crippled on the Solaris. So we're gonna try and do that some more.
The enemy.
Repositioning.
Just gotta start killing these off. I got a really nice point lead right now,
Moving to position.
and I want to take full advantage of it.
We stand ready.
I'm just doing a bad job with my combustion gauge, with that said.
Show us the enemy.
Actually, that crew is gone there completely, with those two assault actions. That crew is gone. So the additional critical hits will be nice. I just gotta be ready to capitalize on it some more.
I am listening. Engines engaged.
Okay, this thing needs to die now, because I suspect the self-destruction is gonna happen.
To where we are needed.
There.
Halt advance.
You
And I
have
think-
accumulated 75%
Let's see, my hunters are getting
strategic
shot.
points.
All my hunters are gone, but not a huge issue so far.
Repositioning.
Since it's just cruisers and they need to get to a gas cloud or asteroid belt.
Hold course.
Sadly, my boring torpedoes are going to do crap. But look at the point vantage. I'm not going to win this by just killing his
Show us the
fleet.
enemy.
Although I'm really tempted to try and pursue this more. I just don't have a lot of engines, which is a bit of a problem.
Repositioning.
Show us the enemy.
Hold course.
Can I get out? No, I'm going to get Scott. Alright,
Moving to position.
give me the boarding.
Where shall we strike?
I still have some torpedoes, but are they going to do what's necessary?
Where shall we strike? Engines engaged.
We stand ready.
You are
Alright, if I can get a good ram in, this is going to be good. Hell, I'm just going to get the boring in.
Hold advance.
Again, I have 200 shields, so it's not like losing my shields for a brief period of time is all that significant. But that holofield's a different story.
Give us purpose. Our rock cannot be denied. I am listening.
Come on, let me kill off your crew there, since you're being a very generous guest.
the enemy has seized
Very
a
generous
strategic
host.
area.
Actually, I'm the host, so I take that back. I'm the generous host here. But, let's see, engine's permanently gone. This should be a victory. I'm doing enough boring damage, I just gotta get this flagship. Which, dang it, I hit the wrong button.
Our rock
It's because of the frigate, isn't it? I had that selected, so I think I accidentally called arms instead of on the chapter. Which is annoying, but
I am listening.
I know what I want to do. Let this thing fly on by. I was going to let the frigate do the boring damage, but I think the cruiser can do as well. Yep, that's game.
Boarding call
Well, that was
critical
interesting. Since it's not very often you get to see a fighter-heavy fleet. I do like the potential, but with the limited charges on the Solarises, I argued they're a huge liability. Since I took out their bombers really early for free at the very start of that match, so they had no real bomber damage.